Now, we are getting a Times Now exclusive information right now that a mid-air collision was averted on the 2nd of August over Guwahati after an Indigo flight 6C813 suddenly climbed altitude due to clear air turbulence that wasn't detected by the weather radars. Now, during this moment, another Indigo flight was crossing the Guwahati-bound flight. Immediately was alerted and they alerted the ATR. And that way a major air mishap was averted. Wasbir Hussain now joins us with more details. Wasbir, when did it happen on the 2nd of August?
Well, yes, this was a real mid-air scare. This happened last night when the Mumbai-Guwahati Indigo flight 6C813. This was crossing Hasimara in West Bengal. This was on way to Guwahati when it experienced clear air turbulence, that is when it is not detected by normal radars. And this forced the aircraft to climb 250 to 300 feet suddenly. Around that time, Guwahati-Chennai, again, Indigo flight 6C136 was crossing. So the pilot had to apply the traffic collision advisory system. This is a system that alerts the pilots about other traffic in the vicinity or in the proximity, following which the pilot got instructions automatically. Then this led to a steep descent, sharp descent, leading to injuries to passengers. At least 2 cabin crew members suffered injuries of that Mumbai-Guwahati flight, and at least 4 passengers were injured. This was a real scare. The flight, of course, landed normally in Guwahati later in the night, and the injured cabin crew members were administered first aid by doctors, which were already alerted by the pilots to be on standby at the airport. So this was a real scare. The passengers telling that they have never experienced this activity. Of course, Indigo saying that this was normal monsoon activity experienced in the subcontinent, but this was a real mid-air scare and a near miss. The Mumbai-Guwahati Indigo 6C813 leading facing turbulence, climbing, and at the same time another Indigo flight 6C136 crossing to Chennai from Guwahati again, and forcing the pilot to activate the traffic collision advisory system, and that led the Mumbai-Guwahati flight to again descend sharply and leading to these injuries. 4 passengers were injured, 2 cabin crew members suffering slight head injuries being treated. So this was a scare. This happened yesterday night.
Do we know how close the aircraft came and did the aircraft and the pilots follow protocol as is advised? There is a resolution advisory, or RA as it is called, like you are, along with the traffic collision avoidance system which is installed in every aircraft, that is TCAS. So did they follow all protocol?
Well, yes, sources in Indigo say that the pilots did follow protocol, and that is the reason why any kind of a mishap was averted. And in fact, they applied, as I said, the traffic collision advisory system, and that has led to the activation of the avoidance system, and of course, instructions automatically to the pilot to take resolutioner or advisory measures.
Right.
So these are the protocols which are followed by both the pilots. That's what Indigo is saying that led to the and probable mishap being averted in mid-air.
Right. Wasbir, please stay with me on the phone. Captain Minu Wadia, former Air India pilot, also with us on the phone. Captain, CAT or clear air turbulence, can you explain it to our viewers, and what is the protocol that should be followed?
Yes, in the clear air turbulence, you will get a lot of downdrafts and updrafts. And yes, not only 200 or 300 feet, the aircraft can lose or gain much more height than this. However, what I hear from the reports that the passengers have got injured due to the action taken by the pilot because of the TCAS warning. Now, the action taken by a pilot has to be always gradual. It cannot be sudden. And the warning should have been given much earlier to the aircraft itself. So probably the people have got injured more because of the clear air turbulence or the turbulence itself than by the evasive action by the pilot.
So in this case, do you feel the pilots did the right job? Because they say there are 2 passengers, as per the Indigo statement, who complained of giddiness. They have not spoken about major injuries, but they say that the cabin crew and passengers were physically shaken. Of all 4 passengers complained of giddiness, and 2 cabin crew members needed first aid. So Is it possible that there will be a sudden descent, just like there was a sudden ascent of 250 to 300 feet because of clear air turbulence? So when the traffic collision avoidance system, or TCAS, is employed, will the shake be sharp enough? And in these scenarios, what is the distance which is safety and what is hazardous between two aircraft in terms of collision and just about a scare?
No, they are all separate issues. First of all, as you asked, has the pilot taken correct action? If the TCAS warning is given, the pilot is bound, if there's a resolution that we call an RA, resolution advisory, he has to take action, and his action is obviously correct for taking action on avoiding a collision with the aircraft. Now, as far as the giddiness and turbulence is concerned, just by a minor change of altitude, no passenger or anyone is likely to get giddiness at all. This has got nothing to do with the aircraft turbulence, etc. And the pressure in the aircraft will not change so much drastically that passenger may feel giddy, etc. But yes, if there is massive turbulence, people do get involved. People have got head injuries, people have got spinal injuries in the past in different regions, and depends on the severity of the turbulence that passengers may suffer injuries.
Right. Captain Minu Wadia, please stay with us on the phone. Captain Mohan Ranganathan also with us. An air scare, a mid-air collision that was averted because the pilots followed protocol, but it did result in 4 passengers feeling giddiness and 2 of the cabin crew being in the need of first aid. Captain Ranganathan.
Hello.
Captain Ranganathan.
Yeah, you see, when there is a traffic collision alert, if it is RA, that is a resolution advisory, the pilot has to follow what is indicated in the RA, so that the 2 TCAS systems will take the aircraft out separately. There will not be any giddiness which is because of that. You know, it's quite possible that the sudden change of attitude, in case they were not strapped in and they were thrown off their seats. But the turbulence is not there. Only if you are not strapped in can you fall off a seat. And the turbulence is not there at all unless they are flying through weather. So any TCAS warning, you have to follow whatever is indicated in the instrument. Otherwise, there will be a mid-air collision. So if the pilots have done that, they only taken the precautionary action that is they are trained for.